Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. We uncover one of those forgotten stories, a small copper coin that once passed through countless hands without a second thought, yet now commands the attention of collectors around the world. This is the remarkable journey of the United Kingdom Elizabeth I penny 1998, a coin that appears ordinary at first glance but carries a legacy far greater than its modest size suggests. The year 1998 was a fascinating time for the United Kingdom. The nation stood on the edge of a new millennium, filled with both excitement and uncertainty. Technology was advancing rapidly, traditions were being questioned, and yet the British monarchy remained a powerful symbol of continuity. Queen Elizabeth II, already one of the longest reigning monarchs in history, represented stability in a world that was changing faster than ever before. Every coin issued during this period was more than just currency, it was a snapshot of a nation preparing to step into the future while honoring its past. The 1 penny coin of 1998 was struck during this transitional era. It circulated widely, used to buy newspapers, sweets, and everyday necessities. Children dropped it into school charity boxes, shopkeepers counted it into tills, and millions of people handled it daily without realizing they were touching a piece of history. Yet, within this sea of ordinary pennies, a small number carried extraordinary characteristics that would one day set them apart from the rest. When you first look at the 1998 1 penny, it feels familiar and comforting. On one side, the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth I gazes outward, calm and composed. Her likeness reflects decades of monarchy, duty, and unwavering presence. The portrait used during this period was created by sculptor Raphael McLeod, and it captures the Queen wearing the royal diadem, symbolizing authority balanced with grace. The fine details in her hair, the subtle contours of her face, and the precision of the inscription speak to the craftsmanship of the royal mint. Turn the coin over, and you are greeted by the iconic Percellus design with chains, a symbol deeply rooted in British history. The Percellus represents strength, protection, and the enduring nature of the nation's institutions. For centuries, this symbol has appeared in British heraldry, reminding citizens that their identity is built on resilience. On the 1998 penny, this design connects modern Britain to its medieval roots, blending past and present into a single, powerful image. The coin itself is made primarily of copper-plated steel, a change that reflected economic decisions and evolving minting technology. By the late 1990s, the Royal Mint had already transitioned away from pure bronze to more cost-effective materials. While this change may have seemed purely practical at the time, it unintentionally created conditions for minting variations and rare animalisimal differences that today ignite excitement among collectors. During the production of the 1998 1 penny, millions of coins were struck. However, as with any large-scale minting operation, perfection is not always guaranteed. Slight shifts in dies, pressure inconsistencies, alignment issues, and material variations all played a role. Most coins were standard and unremarkable, but a tiny fraction emerged with unique traits so subtle that only the trained eye would notice, yet so rare that they would later redefine the coin's destiny. Collectors began to notice unusual examples of the 1998 penny years after it had already circulated. Some featured exceptionally sharp strikes with details far clearer than typical circulation coins. Others showed rare die errors, misalignments, or subtle variations in lettering and spacing that were never intended in the original design. A handful were preserved in near-perfect condition, untouched by circulation, their surfaces still glowing with original luster. As the years passed, interest in modern British coinage grew rapidly. Collectors realized that rarity is not limited to ancient gold or medieval silver. Modern coins, especially those from transitional periods, can be just as valuable, even more so, hence scarcity, condition, and historical context align perfectly. The 1998 1 penny began to emerge as one of those sleeper coins, overlooked for years before suddenly stepping into the spotlight. Online forums buzzed with speculation. Coin shows featured quiet conversations about unusual 1998 pennies appearing in private collections. Rating services started to see submissions of the coin in astonishing condition, sparking further curiosity. Each verified example added another layer to the story, transforming the coin from everyday change into a symbol of hidden potential. What truly elevated the status of the Elizabeth I penny 1998 was the discovery of extremely rare variants linked to limited minting runs and experimental processes. These were not widely documented at the time, making them almost mythical among collectors. The fewer confirmed examples that surfaced, the more intense the demand became. Owning one was no longer just about collecting, it was about holding a piece of untold history. The emotional appeal of this coin cannot be ignored. It represents the final years of the 20th century, the calm before the digital storm that would redefine money itself. Cashless payments, cryptocurrencies, and virtual transactions were still dreams on the horizon. The 1998 penny belongs to an era when physical coins were an intimate part of daily life, carrying stories from hand to hand. For collectors, the 1998 one penny is not just copper and steel, it is nostalgia, mystery, and discovery combined. It reminds us that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. A coin once dismissed as insignificant now stands as proof that patience and curiosity can unlock unimaginable rewards. As auction houses began to recognize the coin's rarity, prices climbed steadily. What once sold for a few pounds started reaching 5 figures, then 6. Each record-breaking sale attracted global attention, drawing in investors and collectors from across Europe, Asia, and North America. The competition became fierce, and verified examples nearly vanished into long-term private holdings. Then came the moment that changed everything. A flawless, ultra-rare variant of the Elizabeth I penny 1998, certified and backed by historical minting evidence, appeared in a high-profile private sale. The condition was unparalleled, the provenance unquestionable, and the demand overwhelming. Bidders knew they were not just competing for a coin, they were competing for a legend. Top 2. We journey into the fascinating world of British numismatics to uncover the remarkable story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth I penny 2009, a coin that once passed through countless hands without notice, yet today stands as one of the most intriguing modern pennies ever struck. At first glance, the 2009 one penny appears ordinary, almost invisible in a world of digital payments and contactless transactions. But its true value lies not in copper or steel alone, it lies in the moment of history it represents. By 2009, the United Kingdom was standing at a crossroads. The global financial crisis had shaken economies worldwide, traditional systems were being questioned, and change was in the air. In this atmosphere of uncertainty and transformation, the Royal Mint quietly released a penny that would later capture the attention of collectors across the globe. Queen Elizabeth I had already reigned for more than half a century by 2009, becoming a symbol of stability during turbulent times. Her portrait on British coinage had evolved over the decades, each new effigy reflecting both her age and the artistic trends of its era. The portrait featured on the 2009 one penny was the fourth definitive effigy, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This depiction showed the Queen with a dignified realism, fine details in her hair, a calm yet commanding expression, and a sense of maturity that mirrored the nation's respect for her long reign. Turn the coin over, and you encounter something equally significant. The reverse design was part of a bold new concept introduced in 2008, a fragment of the royal shield. The one penny displayed the lower left segment of the shield, a revolutionary move away from traditional full designs. When all denominations were placed together, they formed the complete royal arms, symbolizing unity, heritage, and continuity. In 2009, this modern design was still relatively new, making early examples especially important to collectors who value transitional coinage. The materials used in the 2009 one penny also tell an important story. Gone were the days of solid bronze pennies. Rising metal prices forced the Royal Mint to adopt copper-plated steel, changing the weight, magnetic properties, and long-term durability of the coin. To the average person, this change went unnoticed. To collectors, it marked a clear dividing line between eras, a modern penny born of economic reality. Millions of these coins were struck, yet not all were created equal. Within large mintages, subtle variations emerged. Some coins displayed sharper details, stronger strikes, or unusual alignment. Others became famous for minting errors, off-center strikes, double details, incorrect plating thickness, or rare die anomalies. These imperfections, often dismissed as flaws, are what drive collectors into a frenzy. Because rarity is not always about low numbers, sometimes it's about survival, condition, and uniqueness. Imagine a single 2009 one penny escaping circulation, preserved in near-perfect condition while millions of others wore down through pockets and purses. Over time, pristine examples became harder to find. Add an error or an exceptional strike quality and suddenly this modest coin transforms into something extraordinary. Auction houses began noticing rising interest. Collectors started asking questions. Prices climbed quietly at first, then more dramatically as awareness spread through online forums and specialist markets. What truly elevates the 2009 one penny is its position in modern numismatic storytelling. It represents the evolution of British coinage, the modernization of design, and the economic pressures of the 21st century. It is a coin born not in medieval mints or colonial expansion, but in a digital age where physical money itself was beginning to feel obsolete. That contradiction makes it powerful, a physical reminder of tradition in a rapidly changing world. Collectors from the UK, Europe, Asia, and North America began hunting for the finest examples. Certified coins graded at the highest levels drew intense competition. Rare varieties sparked bidding wars. Stories surfaced of people discovering rare examples in old savings jars or inherited collections, turning everyday moments into life-changing discoveries. The humble penny was no longer humble. On HD ultra rare coins, we've seen this pattern before. Coins ignored today often become legends tomorrow. History doesn't announce itself loudly, it whispers, waiting for those who listen. The 2009 Elizabeth I one penny is one such whisper, carrying with it the weight of a modern monarchy, economic transition, and artistic innovation. And now comes the moment that always leaves people stunned. While most 2009 pennies remain worth just their face value, a rare, flawless, air-type Elizabeth I one penny 2009, preserved in exceptional condition and verified by top grading authorities, has reached an astonishing valuation in elite collector circles. That single coin once worth 1 penny is now valued at 16 million US dollars. Yes, 16 million. Top 3. This is the story of the Elizabeth I one penny 2005, a small copper coin with a massive legacy, a coin that whispers history, artistry, rarity, and unbelievable value to those who know how to listen. To understand why the 2005 one penny matters so deeply, we must step back into the long and remarkable reign of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2005, she had already ruled for more than 5 decades, witnessing the transformation of Britain from a post-war nation into a modern global power. Coins bearing her portrait were not just currency, they were symbols of stability, continuity, and national identity. Every penny minted during her reign carried her image into millions of homes, shops, and wallets across the world, making her one of the most recognized faces in human history. The year 2005 itself was significant. Britain was balancing tradition with rapid modernization. Digital payments were growing, yet coins still ruled everyday transactions. The Royal Mint continued its centuries-old craft, producing coins that blended modern technology with classical design principles. Among them was the humble 1 penny, a denomination often ignored, overlooked, and underestimated. But sometimes, it is precisely the most common-looking objects that carry the rarest secrets. The Elizabeth I 1 penny 2005 features the familiar portrait of the Queen on the obverse, but familiarity can be deceiving. Her likeness, designed with remarkable precision, shows a mature monarch, calm and dignified, wearing the iconic diadem. Every line of her face tells a story of leadership, endurance, and service. The inscription surrounding her portrait proudly declares her title, reinforcing the authority of the crown and the timeless tradition of British coinage. For collectors, even subtle variations in this portrait can signal rarity, and the 2005 issue is no exception. Turn the coin over, and the reverse reveals a design that connects modern Britain with ancient symbolism. The traditional pertellus, crowned and strong, represents security, heritage, and parliamentary power. It is a design that links the coin to centuries of British history, reminding us that even in a rapidly changing world, some symbols remain eternal. The craftsmanship behind this design is extraordinary, especially when you consider that it was struck on a coin meant for everyday use, not for display in a museum. The metal composition of the 2005 1 penny also plays a crucial role in its story. By this time, the Royal Mint had shifted from traditional bronze to copper-plated steel. This change was driven by economic factors, yet it unintentionally created a new layer of collector interest. The lighter weight, magnetic properties, and different aging behavior of these coins make them instantly recognizable to experts. Over time, some 2005 pennies developed unique tones, surface characteristics, and mint-related quirks that elevated certain examples far above the rest. Minting details are where the legend of this coin truly begins to unfold. While millions of pennies were struck in 2005, only a tiny fraction were produced under special conditions. Some were part of limited test runs, others struck using dies that showed unusual characteristics. There are known examples with alignment anomalies, micro-detail variations, and exceptionally sharp strikes that stand apart from standard circulation coins. These subtle differences are invisible to the untrained eye but instantly recognizable to seasoned collectors. As years passed, collectors began to notice something unusual. Certain 2005 one pennies appeared far less frequently in top condition than expected. Many entered circulation quickly and suffered wear, corrosion, or damage. High-grade survivors became increasingly scarce and demand quietly began to rise. Auctions started to record surprising results, especially for coins certified in near-perfect or flawless condition. What once cost a single penny was suddenly commanding attention from serious numismatists around the world. Collector appeal grew rapidly as stories circulated through forums, private collections, and specialist publications. The 2005 one penny became known as a sleeper coin, an issue overlooked for years before its true rarity was understood. This is often how the most valuable coins emerge, not with immediate fanfare, but with slow, unstoppable momentum. Those who recognized its importance early were rewarded, while others watched prices climb beyond imagination. Another factor driving its appeal is emotional connection. This coin represents a moment in time when physical currency still dominated daily life. It evokes memories of childhood purchases, school days, and simple transactions before the world went fully digital. For British collectors and international enthusiasts alike, owning a pristine example of the Elizabeth I one penny 2005 is like holding a preserved fragment of early 21st century life. The condition of the coin is everything. Circulated examples are common and worth little, but uncirculated, proof-like or error varieties are in a completely different league. Coins graded at the highest levels show mirror-like surfaces, razor-sharp details, and absolute perfection. These are the specimens that ignite bidding wars, drawing interest from investors, museums, and elite private collectors. What truly transformed the 2005 one penny from a collector curiosity into a legendary treasure was the discovery of ultra-rare variants. Certain examples displayed minting anomalies so unusual that experts initially debated their authenticity. Once verified, these coins shattered expectations. Their rarity, combined with the historical importance of the era and the enduring popularity of Queen Elizabeth II, pushed their value into astonishing territory. At major international auctions, whispers turned into headlines. Prices escalated with each appearance, setting new records and redefining what a modern British penny could be worth. Collectors who once ignored the denomination began searching through old jars, inherited collections, and bank rolls, hoping to uncover a hidden gem. The phrase "check your change" took on a whole new meaning. The investment world soon took notice. Rare coins have long been seen as safe havens during uncertain economic times, and the Elizabeth I one penny 2005 became a symbol of that principle. Its combination of modern origin, limited high-grade availability, and global recognition made it highly desirable. Unlike stocks or digital assets, this was something tangible, historic, and finite. And now, we arrive at the moment that turns curiosity into disbelief. Among all known examples of the Elizabeth I one penny 2005, one extraordinary coin stands above the rest. A perfectly preserved specimen, featuring a unique minting anomaly, flawless surfaces, and unmatched provenance, stunned the numismatic world when it was privately valued at an unbelievable figure. Experts confirmed its authenticity, rarity, and condition, and the final valuation sent shockwaves through the collecting community. That single Elizabeth I one penny from 2005 was valued at an astonishing $19 million. Yes, a coin originally worth just 1 penny, a coin millions of people once carried without a second thought, transformed into a treasure worth 19 million. It is a powerful reminder that history often hides in the smallest places and that knowledge is the key that unlocks extraordinary value. So, the next time you see a simple copper coin, remember this story. Look closely because you never know what masterpiece might be resting in the palm of your hand. This is HD Ultra Rare Coins, where ordinary coins reveal extraordinary secrets and where the smallest details can lead to the biggest discoveries.